Good evening, everyone. This CPOC Commissioner meeting is hereby called to order. The time is now 6:10 p.m. My name is Malika Rahman, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Vice Chair for the Citizens Police Oversight Commission. I will facilitate tonight's meeting. This is a public meeting of the Citizens Police Oversight Commission, and this has been properly advertised pursuant to the Pennsylvania Sunshine Act. We will now take our commissioners' roll call. Commissioner Michelle Enix Kenny. Commissioner Enix Kenny.
Commissioner Michelle Enix Kenny is present. Good evening, everyone.
Wonderful. Good evening, Commissioner. Commissioner John Solomon.
Commissioner Solomon, present. Good evening.
Good evening, Commissioner. Commissioner Erica Stewart.
Commissioner Stewart present.
Wonderful. Good evening, Commissioner. Thank you. Commissioner Hakeem PA.
Commissioner PA present.
Good evening, Commissioner. And just so everyone is aware, we have prior notice for Commissioner Gilberto Gonzalez that he will not be joining us this evening, so he will be marked as an excused absence. Commissioner DeBose is expected to join us late, and Commissioner Bennett, our chair, will not be with us this evening. I don't believe I forgot anybody, so I believe we are all here. What's wrong, Catherine?
You forgot me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Commissioner Whitehead. Please charge it to my mind and not my heart. Commissioner Whitehead.
Commissioner Whitehead is present. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Commissioner Whitehead. And again, I truly do apologize for that oversight. With that being said, I do believe that we have all of our commissioners here and present on tonight. So I will turn it over for our. Oh, you know what? No, we have some minutes and some agendas. Come on. I know we don't have minutes, Catherine. I know. We don't have minutes. Thank you so much. Catherine's on it. You can't say the wrong word. My goodness, you have to use the right language at the right time. We have our agenda to approve for tonight's meeting. Has everyone had an opportunity to review tonight's meeting agenda for Thursday, May 14th, 2026?
Yes, I have. Commissioner
Yeah.
Solomon.
Do I hear a motion to accept tonight's meeting agenda?
This is Commissioner Michelle Enix Kenny, and I motion to approve tonight's meeting agenda for May 14th, 2026.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Enix Kenny, for that motion to approve and accept tonight's meeting agenda. Do we hear a motion to second that?
Commissioner PA seconds the motion at hand.
Thank you so much, Commissioner PA. The motion has been set forth by Commissioner Enix Kenny and second by Commissioner PA. Do we hear the ayes that have it to approve tonight's meeting agenda?
Aye.
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 When they come in sporadically like that, you actually have to count them now.
Aye.
Thank you so very much, Commissioner Enix Kenny. Do we have anyone opposed? All right. Well, hearing none opposed, the ayes have it, and tonight's meeting agenda has been approved and properly accepted. Thank you so very much, Commissioners. Now I can turn it over to our Executive Director for Agency Business. Thank you.
Great. Good evening, everyone. Tanya McClary, the Executive Director for CPOC. And we will talk about our agency business, as the Vice Chair said. And so we always like to start out just reminding the community about the mission of the Citizens Police Oversight Commission, and that is to oversee and investigate the conduct, policies, and practices of the Philadelphia Police Department. So currently, we receive complaints of police misconduct. We receive commendations to celebrate officers who go above and beyond the call of duty. We do audits and we monitor internal affairs investigations and police disciplinary processes. We sit and vote on PBI panels at police discipline hearings. We conduct oversight of police shootings. We analyze police data. We develop policy recommendations and reports, and we engage in outreach and training. And so I always like to remind people about why civilian oversight is necessary. I think for a lot of the community, when something quote unquote bad happens in your community, that's when you think about a civilian oversight agency. But it's really important to understand that even in between times of quote unquote crisis, there's a lot that the oversight agency does. And so it protects human rights, it promotes constitutional policing, it increases public confidence and trust in the police. It builds bridges between law enforcement and the public. It supports effective policing. It ensures greater accountability and enhances risk management. And when I talk a little bit about the last prong about enhancing risk management, and I think that's one of the things that a lot of people don't think about, including the city that has an oversight agency. One of the things that I'm very proud that we do at CPOC is that, we not only take in your complaints and try to work with you to understand what's happening before we send things over to internal affairs, but we often take a look back at the complaints. We look to see if there's any pattern and practices, any things that we're seeing that might raise questions around potential things that may be impacting you in your communities. And so that's how we enhance risk management, because when we see things, we will often send recommendations over to police department about how to remedy those things. We also review policies, their directives. And so a lot of times CPOC, when they have a new directive or when the police department is changing,
There are a few people in there.
we often will review that, and we will make additional recommendations around the policies and the procedures of the police department, because we have our ear to the ground to you all, the community. And once we understand what is going on, once we work with the police department to address those issues, that's how we handle risk management. And at some point in time, I'm going to have our general counsel, Catherine, probably do a presentation to this community and to this commission about the amount of money that the police department pays out in lawsuits, right? And so one of the things we do is try to help them do that, because the more money they're paying out in lawsuits, the less money there is for you all for things like parks and recs and libraries and things that really are of need in the community. And so that is how we help to enhance risk management and help to assess it. Next slide. And so one of the other ways is by us getting out there at the scenes of shootings. And so I'm going to turn it over to our senior investigator, who is just a phenomenal. And so I don't know, I think people know this, but I always like to say it again. This team is on call 24/7. So if a police shooting happens at 3 a.m. or 3 p.m., they are in their car and they are out to the scene watching it unfold from the very beginning. And so I'm very appreciative of our investigations division and very appreciative of the leadership of our senior investigator. And so I'm going to turn it over to him to talk about shootings that happened in the month of April.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Tanya. Yep. So there was one police shooting here in the month of April, and CPOC tracks all the shootings which occur, which include every time that PPD officers discharge their firearm at a person or an animal, excluding deer. And at the end of April here, there have been 3 shootings at people this year so far. CPOC maintains a website to update the public on the shootings, and shortly after they occur, here's our link there, and it's going to be dropped in the chat as well. I think Jody did that already. Thank you, Jody. And the website provides an overview for PPD's procedures, CPOC's roles, and the details about police shootings at people. So the one shooting that happened in April was on April 7th, approximately 7 a.m. Police radio received a call for service regarding a person with a weapon, possibly holding family members hostage on the 5400 block of Webster Street. Police were then dispatched to the scene, and upon arrival, 2 female officers assigned to the 18th district observed a man standing on the front porch of the address. As officers tried to approach the male produced a firearm and discharged 1 round in the direction of the officers. The officers then found cover behind their patrol vehicle, drew their duty weapons, and one of those officers discharged one time, striking the male in the head. The officer's discharge occurred at approximately 7:30 a.m., and the male was transported to Penn Presbyterian Medical Center, where he was pronounced deceased. And CPOC investigators responded to that scene, and we continue to monitor the rest of the investigation. The next slide here will just have a short clip, news article, or a news clip from it.
Minutes or so, we're getting some new information. Police telling us they were able to review some of that body cam footage, also listening to 911 calls. That's giving them a clearer picture, according to them. Behind us over there, you're taking a look at a porch. That's where this all happened. This all went down around 7:15 this morning. Police telling us 2 female officers showed up here on Webster Street after getting a call of a man with a gun. One of the officers approached, and that's when a confrontation happened. How does it make you feel that this happened on your block right in front of your door?
I mean, it's happening all over the place. It's shaky. It's scary.
Neighbors on Webster Street in Cobbs Creek don't know what to think. They woke up to a crime scene outside of their front doors this morning and crews in hazmat suits cleaning up. Philadelphia police say an officer shot and killed a 75-year-old man after responding to a call for a man with a gun. They say the call stressed a family member was being held hostage.
You can't paint no bad picture on him. It's impossible. It's not going to work. It's not going to resonate with nobody around here that this was a bad person or he lost his mind at the last minute. It's not possible.
Friends are trying to make sense of the killing. Investigators tell NBC 10 2 female officers came to Webster Street around 7 this morning. They say one of the officers tried approaching the man with his firearm sitting on his porch. That's when some sort of confrontation quickly happened between the two. Police are now saying the 911 call originated from a cell phone registered to the man who died.
We believe that male fired his weapon, and then the officer fired her weapon. But right now, we don't have all that information together. So we know there were shots fired, one by each.
Investigators now tell us the man raised his handgun in the direction of the officers, and they yelled at him to drop the gun several times. Known as a father figure and mentor to many on the block, the man's friends say he lived on Webster for decades. They talked about him helping neighbors get into the construction field and aiding others with sports. The family's attorney confirms he was a veteran.
Nobody on this block disliked that man. That man was a good man. Like, you know, I would, you know, if I could trade him and be my father, I'll let him be my father.
Awfully strong words, strong emotions from that man. Police also releasing new information as well as for that man. They say he is 75-year-old Anthony McKinley. Once again, 75-year-old Anthony McKinley. As for the officer, we're told that she is 26 years old, been on the force for about 3 years, and she's now on administrative duty pending the outcome of the investigation. For now, we're live in Cobbs Creek. Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10 News. 20 minutes or so.
Jody, if we can go back just to that slide and see, so we can see if the commissioners have any questions before we turn it over to outreach. Do any of the commissioners have any questions for Jeff regarding this incident?
Commissioner Solomon, I'm just letting you know that I don't have any questions currently. But if I do, I'll be sure to let y'all know.
All right. Well, hearing none, we will turn it over to outreach. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes, Director Grimmage, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so I know you are all used to seeing my smiling face, but unfortunately, my Wi-Fi has been giving me a hard time. So I had to call in from my phone. But as long as you can hear me, we can go through our slides and we can talk about what the outreach team has been up to this month. So, as I say every month, my name is Talia Grimmage. I am the Director of the Community Engagement, Constituent Services, and Education Division. We are tasked with, along with other staff in the office, handling our incoming complaints, providing constituent services to city residents who need resources and connection with other city services. There are times when people will call in, and while we're talking with them, we realize that perhaps their concerns don't rise to the level of complaint, and instead they need assistance navigating some police service or a police policy, or maybe just being handed off to another city agency that can better serve their needs. That is one of the things that we do. We facilitate community education and training, along with our training of our staff. And I do want to take a moment just to talk a little bit about that component of the outreach division. We are often out at different organizations and agencies that have constituents that may have a high amount of police contact. And so we often will go out and we will give a training or presentation to those organizations so that they have a better understanding of how the complaint process works if any of their constituents have some, adverse interaction that they would like to report. We also just educate them about CPOC in general, but really it's to make sure that the staff at these places really understand how they can report alleged police misconduct. And so if any of their clients mention something, they can kind of walk them through the process and make a introduction to CPOC because they already understand what we do and how we can assist. And of course, we engage with the many diverse communities of the city. We create content and manage all of the social media for the agency, and we accept and respond to media inquiries. We can go to the next slide. Okay, so, this month, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so I did not want this time to pass without really highlighting that. I definitely want to mention the number 988. That is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Any place, anywhere, anytime, you are just one phone call away from getting help. You can call or you can text 988 if you are having some trouble, handling things going on in your life, if it's personal, professional, they are there for you. And so May is a month that is really geared towards mental health, just learning some ways that you can better cope with life's challenges. And so I wanted to take the time just to make sure we highlighted some of the mental health resources that are available this month. Any of these can be found on like the city's Department of Behavioral Health website, but on May 16th, they are going to be holding Consent Fest. That is an outdoor celebration of consent in all its forms. It is for all ages. And so it features organizations doing consent work or work that intersects with consent and body autonomy. There will be performances, workshops, and other great things. So if you are interested, May 16th from 12 to 4, Consent Fest is taking place. And again, as I said, if you go to the Department of Behavioral Health, you can see exactly where all of these events will be held. May 17th, if you're interested, from 7 to noon, 988, that amazing crisis hotline I just spoke about, they are having a 5K walk or stroll. That is a free community event that is celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month and just raising awareness for the National 988 Crisis Lifeline. On the 18th, from 6 to 8, there is an all arms locked virtual support group. It's being hosted by Philly Heals, and it is a virtual support group for men only, who are experiencing grief from stigmatized loss. So there's some language. While they recognize that all grief can be difficult, when you lose a loved one in a stigmatized way, it can further impede the grieving process. So these are losses that were that happened due to overdose, addiction, homicide, or suicide. So if you are a man that has dealt with that, or who knows another man that may be struggling in this area, the All Arms Locked virtual support group taking place on May 18th for 1 hour. On the 20th from 2 to 4, the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disability Services will be having an Immigrant Refugee Wellness Academy.
Did we lose Director Grimmett?
I believe she went on mute. Or that might be her other account, but oh, I think she's back.
Director Grimmett, are you back?
I think she mentioned she was on her phone. So I know sometimes if you get a call while you're on Zoom, it'll automatically mute you until the call stops. So she may
Okay.
be navigating how to manage that to get back to us.
Jody, I might ask you to take over if Director Grimmett does not come back on shortly as one of the senior members of the Outreach Division. Jody, you want to take over, and if she jumps back on, we can turn it back over to her.
Sure. So yeah, as Talia was saying, there are a number of free available mental health resources for the city throughout the whole month of May. And then to finish it off, the May 26th Children's Mental Health Awareness Day from 3 to 6. So yeah, the city has a ton of resources related to mental health, and really we always like to focus on the 988 line is really crucial, especially when involving law enforcement. This is just another way to get help that maybe doesn't require law enforcement.
And I just want to say this is one of the areas that overlaps with uh, Jeff Hussein, our senior investigator, where we have seen, unfortunately, quite a few police shootings that have involved people in a mental health crisis. And so this is really important to the work that we do. That there is a focus on mental health, and in fact, our wonderful general counsel last year hosted a whole forum with other people about, what does that look like in terms of, are there alternative responses where maybe there is no police response to people that are pretty much strictly in a mental health crisis. And so this is one of the areas where we've been looking at across the departments at CPOC, looking at how mental health, the intersection of mental health and policing. So, Director Grimmett, are you back?
I think so. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hooray. Okay, so I could hear what Commissioner Rockman was saying, so I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So hopefully we should not have any more interruptions, but I do apologize. I know that, we want to keep things flowing. So to continue, May is also Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Very, very important. And so I just wanted to mention, in case you did not know, that the city of Philadelphia has a AAPI city resource group. And so there are quite a few, but there is one specifically for the Asian American and Pacific Islander staff, and really any city employee who has an interest. And so the role of the city resource groups are to build community and professional growth, and the importance of AAPI representation in local government. And so the group discuss how we can make the city a better place to work for these communities. They really focus on networking, talent development, and they usually create at least one program or initiative each year that promotes diversity. And so I just wanted to highlight that and also mention that Councilwoman Nina Ahmad is very, very active, obviously, in this community. And so please stay tuned. Her office has quite a few things going on this month as well. Next slide. Okay, so we have some important news. On the 26th of May, we will be having an autism toolbox training. And so this is a training led by Jamil Owens and Cheryl Steele. They are the creators of the Autism Toolbox training. They are both autism parents who got together to create something to really educate the neurodiverse community on how they can make interactions with law enforcement safer and how they can just engage with police officers and other first responders. And so CPOC is going to be partnering with them to host this event at Mayfair Rec on May 26th from 6 to 8:30. We're going to have food. We'll have some sensory kits to give away to our attendees. And we will also have a quiet room available at the event. So if anybody wants to attend and they have their children, or if they want to attend and they're neurodiverse themselves, there will be a space for people to just step away if they may get overstimulated or just need some time to, just take some time to themselves before they come back to the discussion. And so we hope that everybody will come out to this event. The Autism Toolbox training is also, it's actually done in two parts. One is with the community, and then they have a separate training that they do just with members of law enforcement or first responders. And so the goal is to educate both groups and to share information with both groups. They will talk to the first responders. Here's what we heard from the community. They'll talk to the community. Here's what we heard in their, our training with the first responders, things they don't understand, things they have questions about. So it really kind of bridges the gap between these two worlds. And so we're just excited. We're looking forward to it. And we certainly hope if you can join us, we'll come out to Mayfair Rec. Next slide, please. Okay, all right. Philly, pull up. Oversight Fest is here. We are going to be celebrating 5 amazing years of this wonderful, wonderful organization. Listen, this is not the only event we will have in June. There are so many things that we are planning, so please stay tuned to hear more about that. But right now, we just want to highlight our big celebration, which is Oversight Fest. It's going to be in Clark Park on June 9th from 4:30 to 7:30. We are going to have food, performances, resource vendors, activity kids. It is going to be an event that you don't want to miss. We are going to have some of our elected officials stop by, give us a shout out, and we definitely want to make sure that the entire city comes out, even though this is in Clark Park. It's open to everyone. So I'm sure, our executive director will say a little bit more about how important this event is. So I'll stop here in case there's anything that others may want to chime in.
So I am just so excited. One of the things I want to say, because people may not know this, and I know that our chair, Commissioner Bennett, always likes to talk about this, but we've been on the cutting edge for a long time, folk, of oversight of the police. We go back to the 50s. And so CPOC, though, has the most amount of powers that any of our predecessors have ever had. And that is because of you all. Over 500,000 of you said we want CPOC to get on in there and continue to oversee things with a lot of authority. And so we are excited. So we are going into 5 years of living into your vision for the community of Philadelphia. And so we are super excited. So please join us, as Director Grimmett said, and join our commissioners and come out. We're going to have some fun, y'all. We are going to have fun. And so we hope to see you out there. And we are just really, really excited. We will be here for a long time to come. And so it's important to celebrate these milestones and to just remind the community that CPOC is here. And what's that saying? We ain't going nowhere. All right. So I'm excited, excited, excited.
All right, all right. Okay, next slide, please. And I'm going to do a quick audio check. Can everyone still hear me?
Yes.
Yay. All right. Okay. We're going to keep going then before my phone does something strange again. Okay. So we also participated in Rep. Chris Rob's civic therapy event. This was spearheaded by State Rep. Chris Rob, but our deputy, Uware Osayande, he led a discussion on state-sanctioned violence. And so this was our second year participating in this event. And the vision is that communities often need therapy. It's not something just for individuals. And so this was sort of World Cafe style. They had attendees. First, they had a panel with some subject matter experts that just talked about some of the things that communities experience. And this year, the topic was structural violence. And so each table had a different topic. And our deputy talked about state-sanctioned violence. And we had a lot of people come over. Actually, we were the table that people usually started with. We had some great discussion, met people in the community. And we're just grateful that Rep. Rob reached out to CPOC again to participate in this event. We attended the Police Assisted Diversion Community Resource Fair hosted by the Department of Public Safety. That was over at 5600 Baltimore Avenue. That was a great chance to, meet people who had been justice involved, talk to them about CPOC, meet some members of the community. And I will say this was a great event where some of our new outreach folks got to go out in the community and represent the agency. Okay. We also attended the Youth Violence Prevention basketball game that was hosted by PPD Community Relations. That was over at Temple at McGonigal Hall. It brought together police officers and young people for a basketball game. They had food. They had a lot of resources for young people, and our staff was there as well. And okay, if you have been, seeing all over social media, there have been a lot of the mayor's budget town hall meetings that have been taking place all over the city. And CPOC has attended quite a few. There are more coming up, and there is one tonight that we are at. And so this is where Mayor Parker breaks down the city's budget and talks to the community about where city funds go. Correcting some myths that people have about what's spent, what is in the city coffers, and what's needed. And she really breaks down the budget in some plain language in a way that anybody can understand. She talks a little bit about herself and her own journey to becoming mayor. And so there are a lot of city departments that show up to support this so that we can engage and meet people in the community that have come to hear the mayor, but have also come to meet other city agencies that they need to get to know. And so CPOC has been out there. We have had several of our commissioners, our chair, Commissioner Bennett, Commissioner Whitehead, our vice chair, Commissioner Rockmont have all come out and attended these town halls. And there are a few that are coming up. And so if anyone still wants to come through, you can join us at Victory Christian Center on May 21st. And May 28th, we'll be at the Cahasink Recreation Center on Cedar Street. I have never been there. That's the first time I've even seen that word. So it'll be interesting. But that is the final city town hall for the mayor. Next slide.
Talia, maybe
Okay.
you could have let the commissioners say if they'd like to say anything about their experiences at the town hall.
Sure. Yes. Yes.
This is Commissioner Whitehead. Yeah, the town hall went to the represent Quetzi Lozada's section of the city, and it was really a powerful event, jam-packed. It was standing room, only. We actually had to stand in the back. All of the seats were filled. Like Miss Grimmage said, the mayor really goes into detail about her journey and the reason why she's, the reasons for the budget and the town halls and the information. So I really stress for you guys to go out to the next town hall. It was really informative, wonderful resources, a whole lot of resource tables out there. You can get information for yourself, your neighbors, your friends, your family. So I really urge you to go on out, experience it, ask questions. The mayor works the room. She goes around, she speaks to everyone and different things like that. So now is the time to meet the leaders that you see. A lot of people were like, oh, I saw this person, on TV and never saw, some wonderful leaders in the city in person. So it's a wonderful opportunity to go out and to get to know the leaders in the community and ask those important questions that you have, because it definitely takes a village. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Since Chair Bennett is not here, I will say the budget town hall meeting is very much informative. And I think those of you who have questions, who want to better understand how city budgeting works, going and attending is beneficial. Thank you, Director Grimmage.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so is it okay? I will pause here because Tanya, maybe you and the commissioners that with you, the three of you went to this event. Maybe you want to just share what it was and who was there, because it looks like it was a lot of fun. I saw Reverend Al, Senator Street. So I'll pause here and let you all talk about this event.
So this is really was a wonderful event. Council President Kenyatta Johnson, this was his second annual prayer breakfast, interfaith prayer breakfast, and it was really wonderful. The keynote speaker this year was Jamal Bryant. And also, for those gospel fans, the artist was Leandria Johnson. So it was really, really exciting. And really wonderful to see people of faith, of various faiths across the community come together and talk about the issues that are affecting not only Philadelphia, but the nation. And so I would love for Commissioner Enix Kenny and Commissioner Whitehead to talk about their experience, but it was very wonderful. We had a chance to interact with many of the faith leaders across the city of Philadelphia. Almost every council member, I believe, was also there, as many of the state representatives. And so it was really a wonderful time for CPOC staff and commissioners to interact with people that, care about our work. And it was just a really wonderful time. And so I'd love to turn it over to Commissioner Whitehead and Commissioner Enix Kenny.
This is Commissioner Whitehead. I echo everything that Director McCleary just said. It was just a fantastic event. I was like, oh goodness, I missed the first one. This is the second one. It was just amazing. Dr. Jamal Bryant, he just had a word, have us all just like, okay, let's do it. Let's make some moves in the city of Philadelphia. Wonderful leaders, a wonderful and amazing networking event. We worked the room. got some context, was able to make some connections so we can move forward and make some things happen. And Leandria Johnson, Lord Jesus, she's anointed and she just showed up, showed out, and just sung us down. So it was short, sweet, lovely, a wonderful opportunity to just see our people in the room together, just fellowshipping and all for the greater good of the city. So looking forward to next year's or the next event that Council President Kenyatta Johnson have. But I would urge you, if you ever get the opportunity or someone has some tickets for the third annual interfaith prayer breakfast, I urge you to go there. You will not be disappointed. So again, I appreciate this opportunity as well. So thank you so much, Director McCleary, for this wonderful opportunity to go to this event and network and move forward. So thank you.
So Commissioner Enos Kenny, I don't know if you want to add anything or.
Oh, what could I possibly add to that? Par excellence. It was an honor and a privilege to serve as CPOC as a representative of the face and space of, of the intersection where faith meets just everything that's at the core of what we do. Again, like Latanya said, it was absolutely amazing. And the diversity of people in the room, this is one of the things I truly admire about these interfaith moments, is that it is truly interfaith. And everyone is represented in in the best way. Just grateful for the opportunity to be in that room with so many great people, emerging great people, and you could look around the room and just know that everyone was just there to pour and to share. And that's unparalleled. So I was grateful to be there. Thank you again, like Latanya said, Executive Director McCleary, for the opportunity to join you in that endeavor. CPOC is on the move. I'm telling you, we're not playing around.
Yes, yes.
So Director Grimmage, we'll turn it back over to you.
Okay, all right. CPOC is on the move. All right, you heard it here first, everybody. And let me just say, so often the interfaith communities are just uh, they are such an amazing resource, of just knowledge and information. When you are really trying to build trust in the community, the interfaith spaces are really some of the best ways to do that. We know that spiritual leaders are often the gatekeepers of communities. They are the ones that are marrying people. They are presiding over funerals. They sit with the community in moments of grief and moments of challenge. They provide guidance and wise counsel. So really, any organization that is trying to build something in the community really needs to seek out these faith leaders because they have a unique perspective. And I am just really glad that CPOC, makes it a point to do that. And so, in keeping with that theme, tomorrow in the North Apron of City Hall, there will be the Philly Muslim Connect event. This is a citywide Juma prayer and community resource event. And so, it's tomorrow in the North Apron at City Hall. It starts at noon. CPOC will be there to support this event. And then a little bit later on, from 1:30 to 2:15, there is going to be a Juma prayer. So, they're inviting all of the Muslim community from all over the city to assemble for the afternoon prayer, the afternoon Friday prayer at City Hall. And so from 12 to 5, there will be community resources. If you have any questions about the event, or you want to, learn more about it, you can reach out to Imam Kaiser Abdullah. He is the executive director of the Mayor's Office of Muslim Engagement. And then on Saturday, there is going to be a Muslim marketplace and small business showcase. It's going to be at the same location, the North Apron at City Hall. And that is from 10 to 5, and it is open to all. It's free. And so it is just a marketplace for businesses, Muslim, small businesses, or anyone really that wants to come and engage with this community is more than welcome to come on Saturday from 10 to 5. Okay, so I am sure you have noticed some new faces in some of the photos on previous slides. And we have mentioned before that the outreach team is growing, growing, growing. And so last month you met Kalia and you met Sally, but we now have even more outreach team members. And so tonight I wanted to take some time to introduce all of you to Jose. He is our new Latinx Latino Community Outreach and Engagement Liaison. He is here. And so, Jose, if you want to turn your camera on and just introduce yourself, talk a little bit about, who you are and some of the things that we have been working on thus far.
Yeah, thank you, Talia. Hi, everybody. My name is Jose Ignacio Castañeda. I am new to CPOC here. Been a very exciting few weeks. I believe it's coming up. It's been a month, so it's my first full month here. So very excited to join the team. Previously, I worked for a nonprofit news agency out in Delaware, and I was an investigative reporter for about 9 years, going back to college. So I've been in the journalism industry for about 9 years, reporting a lot on Latino communities, underserved communities. I did a lot of reporting down at the U.S.-Mexico border for a few years as well. So a lot of that involved, engaging with folks, building trust, spreading awareness, and a lot of that fun stuff that I get to do here. So it's been a very exciting time to be with CPOC and to be able to, contribute to the mission and to build on what's already been done in the past here. So it's been very exciting. I'm very excited to be here. And in terms of what we've done and what we're going to do, we've been essentially meeting with a lot of folks. It's been a lot of FaceTime, going to the mayor's budget town halls. We've met with folks from Congreso de Latinos Unidos. We met with the Consulate of Mexico, a bunch of different city agencies, the Mayor's Office of Latino Affairs, the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, just really showing our face out there, getting to know everybody, seeing what events we could attend. We've already attended a few open houses and different kind of events where we just kind of been in attendance to get to know everybody. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to see where it takes us and how far we could take it in terms of making inroads with the Latino community here in Philadelphia. So very excited, and it's a pleasure to meet everybody.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I think we may just have just one slide left, and that's just our PBI dates that are left. We have May 21st and May 27th. That's at 10 a.m. as we say every month. If you are interested in attending a CAP PBI hearing, you can just call that number 686-3281 just to be sure that the hearing is still ongoing. CAPs are complaints against police that are open to the public. So you can go to police headquarters, enter through the Broad Street entrance, and then you will be allowed up to the hearing itself. And just in case this is your first time hearing about PBI, the Police Board of Inquiry is the panel that hears allegations of police misconduct. You can think about it as if it is any other court case. You have the department advocate who brings the case and the charges, who will present the evidence, any body cam footage, any testimony from the complainant themselves. You have the officer who is alleged to have acted improperly, who's represented by their fraternal order of police attorney, who's the defense attorney, and they will provide a defense. And then independently, the PBI panel, who consists of one CPOC staff member and two high-ranking PPD officials, they will independently determine whether one of two things happened. One, did the police department have a policy that prohibited the conduct? And two, did that conduct occur? And so you do not have to be unanimous. You can decide on your own what you think, and perhaps you want to exonerate the officer, or perhaps you believe that the misconduct occurred, and you would make some disciplinary recommendations to the police commissioner on what you think should happen. You are not necessarily just limited to the disciplinary range that they give you. You have to stay within that range when it comes to, whether you want to suspend someone or you think they should, get a certain amount of days. But you do have the option. If you heard something that is particularly noteworthy, you can perhaps write down you think someone should be transferred or they should get additional training in a specific area. So you do have some flexibility on what you think you can propose to the police commissioner, but ultimately the final decision is up to him or her to decide how they want to proceed. So there are 2 dates left this month. So please reach out to the PBI officials if you want to attend, or you can reach out to us. And I think that's it for our team. That's what we've been up to this month. Very, very excited. You got to meet Jose. I'm sure all of you will see him in person and meet him at many other things that we'll be planning for the rest of the summer. But I'll stop there. Thank you for the space.
Do any commissioners have questions for Director Grimmage, or before we, as we turn it back over to our vice chair? Vice Chair, we're turning it back over to you.
Thank you very much, Director Grimmage, for that presentation. And thank you for the continued work of the Outreach and Engagement Unit. And welcome, Jose. I had the pleasure of meeting Jose at the Mayor's Town Hall this week in the northeast section of the city. So welcome, Jose. We are happy to have you. At this time, we would like to welcome any public comment and feedback. If you would like to speak, please, you can let us know now by raising your hand or sending a request in the chat with your full name. You may also submit written public comment through the chat, which will be read aloud. Each commenter will be unmuted and given 3 minutes to speak. Please state your name and address your comments to me, the Vice Chair. Please refrain from any and all offensive language, threats, or harassment, or you will be removed from the meeting. While we appreciate your input, we may not be able to respond to your questions or comments immediately. Every attempt will be made to follow up with you by phone or email after tonight's meeting. You can contact us at cpoc@phila.gov for email. That is cpoc@phila.gov, or you can reach us by phone by calling 215-685-0891. And at this time, I will inquire if we have anyone in the chat, any public comment or feedback at this time, Jody.
Nothing in the chat and no hands are raised at this moment.
All right. Thank you so very much, Jody. Executive Director McCleary, did you have anything before we prepare to close out this evening?
No, Vice Chair.
All right. Thank you very much. At this time, do I hear a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
This is Commissioner Whitehead. I motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. It is May 14th at 7:04 p.m.
Thank you so much. That is Commissioner Latanya Whitehead with a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. Does anyone second that motion?
Commissioner PA, quickly second the motion at hand.
Thank you. That is Commissioner Hakeem PA with the second to adjourn tonight's meeting. And can we just take a poll here tonight? Everyone in favor of adjourning tonight's meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
See, Catherine? They didn't sporadically do it this time. All of those who oppose, please say nay. The ayes have it. Tonight's meeting adjournment has been approved. And guess what, Commissioner Whitehead? It is still 7:04 p.m. So tonight's meeting has been adjourned. What a successful meeting. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks for our next meeting. Thank you so very much, CPOC, for all that you do. Thank you to our commissioners for making it your business to handle the business on tonight. We look forward to seeing you all soon. Be safe and take care. Bye-bye now.